You think pirates had it rough fighting storms and enemy ships, but their biggest daily challenge was something far more basic and disgusting: going to the bathroom on a wooden vessel surrounded by endless ocean. When nature called during a 3-month voyage, pirates couldn't just pop into the nearest restroom. The most dangerous moment for many pirates wasn't during sword fights or cannon battles. It was when they were literally caught with their pants down, hanging precariously over the side of a ship in rough seas. More pirates died from bathroom-related accidents than you'd ever imagine. But pirates developed 6 ingenious methods for handling their most basic human needs that were both practical and surprisingly sophisticated. These weren't just crude solutions, they were carefully engineered systems that kept crews healthy and ships functional during months at sea. I've researched historical accounts, ship logs, and archaeological evidence from dozens of pirate vessels. What I discovered about pirate bathroom habits will shock you, disgust you, and maybe even impress you with their creative problem-solving. The challenge pirates faced was brutal and unavoidable. A typical pirate ship carried 50 to 100 men on voyages lasting months. Each person needed to relieve themselves multiple times daily, but there was nowhere to go. No privacy, no plumbing, no toilet paper, and definitely no pleasant bathroom experience. Making matters worse, poor sanitation could kill a crew faster than any enemy attack. Disease spread rapidly in the cramped, unsanitary conditions of a pirate ship. One contaminated water source or improperly managed waste could wipe out an entire crew within weeks. Pirates had to solve this problem or face death, not from battle, but from the consequences of their own bodily functions. In this video, I'm going to reveal the 6 methods pirates used to handle their bathroom needs at sea. From death-defying toilet seats to ingenious waste management systems, these techniques kept pirate crews alive and relatively healthy during their legendary voyages. Method 1. The death-defying toilet seat. The most famous pirate bathroom solution was called the head, a terrifying toilet seat positioned at the very front of the ship where users literally hung over the ocean while doing their business. This wasn't just uncomfortable, it was genuinely life-threatening. Here's how it worked. Pirates would install wooden seats with holes cut in them at the bow of the ship, positioned over openings in the hull. Users would sit on these seats and let gravity and the ocean take care of waste disposal. The ship's forward motion and the natural spray of seawater would theoretically wash everything away. But the reality was far more dangerous than it sounds. The head was positioned at the most unstable part of the ship, where the vessel pitched and rolled most violently in rough seas. Pirates had to time their bathroom visits carefully, gripping ropes or wooden rails to avoid being thrown overboard by sudden waves. In calm seas, using the head was merely uncomfortable and undignified. But in storms or rough weather, it became a death-defying act that required genuine courage. Many pirates would hold it for hours rather than risk their lives on the head during bad weather. The construction was surprisingly sophisticated. The best pirate ships had multiple head positions to reduce waiting times and prevent fights over bathroom access. Privacy was non-existent. The head was completely exposed to the elements and to the view of other crew members. Pirates had to overcome any sense of modesty and accept that their most private moments would be public spectacles. This actually served a practical purpose. Other crew members could help if someone was in danger of falling overboard. Safety equipment was minimal, but crucial. Most heads had rope handholds or wooden rails that users could grip during rough seas. Some ships had safety ropes that could be tied around the waist, though these were considered signs of weakness by many pirates who prided themselves on their sea legs. Accidents were common and often fatal. Ship logs from captured pirate vessels mention crew members lost overboard while using the head. One Spanish account from 1718 describes finding a pirate ship with 3 fewer crew members than expected, all lost to misadventures at the head during a storm. The social dynamics were complex. Using the head required a certain amount of bravery and skill, and pirates who could handle rough weather bathroom visits earned respect from their crewmates. Conversely, pirates who were too afraid to use the head during storms were mocked and considered weak. But the head only worked in decent weather and required pirates to risk their lives every time nature called. For safer alternatives, pirates developed their second method, one that kept them on deck but away from the deadly bow. Method 2. The bucket brigade system. When weather made the head too dangerous, pirates turned to a bucket system that was safer but created its own set of challenges. This method involved using wooden buckets or barrels as portable toilets that could be used anywhere on the ship, then emptied overboard when full. But here's where the system got complicated. Someone had to empty these buckets, and that job was universally hated. Pirates developed elaborate systems for determining who got stuck with bucket duty. Usually, it fell to the newest crew members, prisoners, or pirates being punished for other infractions. The emptying process was dangerous and disgusting. Pirates had to carry full buckets to the side of the ship and dump them overboard without spilling contents on the deck or themselves. In rough seas, this became a hazardous operation that required skill and strong stomach. Many pirates preferred the risks of the head to the humiliation of bucket duty. The cleaning was a constant challenge. Unlike the head, which was naturally cleaned by seawater, buckets had to be manually scrubbed and sanitized. Pirates used seawater, sand, and whatever cleaning materials they could find to keep their toilet buckets from becoming breeding grounds for disease. Quality control varied widely between ships. Well-organized pirate crews maintained strict standards for bucket cleanliness and emptying schedules. Poorly managed ships often had overflowing, filthy buckets that created health hazards and made life miserable for everyone aboard. But buckets were still messy, smelly, and required constant maintenance. For a more permanent solution, pirates developed their third method, one that used the ship's own structure to create better bathroom facilities. Method 3. The below-deck waste chutes. Clever pirates realized they could modify their ships to create waste disposal systems that didn't require hanging over the side or dealing with buckets. They built waste chutes that ran from below-deck locations directly to the ocean, allowing crew members to relieve themselves in relative safety and privacy. The engineering was surprisingly sophisticated. Pirates would cut holes in the ship's hull near the waterline, then build wooden chutes or tubes that directed waste from interior locations directly into the ocean. These chutes were angled to ensure waste flowed away from the ship rather than accumulating around the hull. Construction required real carpentry skills. The chutes had to be watertight where they passed through the hole to prevent the ship from taking on water. Pirates used tar, oakum, and other sealing materials to ensure their waste disposal systems didn't accidentally sink their own ships. Location selection was critical. The chutes had to be positioned where they wouldn't interfere with the ship's sailing capabilities or structural integrity. Pirates typically placed them in areas that were already below the waterline and away from critical ship components like the rudder or keel. The interior design varied widely. Some ships had simple holes in the deck that connected to the chutes below. Others built more elaborate facilities with wooden seats, privacy screens, and even primitive ventilation systems to reduce odors in the confined below-deck spaces. Maintenance was constant and crucial. The chutes had to be regularly cleaned to prevent blockages that could back up waste into the ship's interior. Pirates used long brushes, seawater, and sometimes even small explosives to clear stubborn blockages in their waste disposal systems. Privacy was significantly improved. Below-deck waste chutes offered the first real privacy that most pirates had for bathroom activities. Some ships even built small compartments around their chutes, creating the closest thing to actual bathrooms that existed on pirate vessels. Quality varied dramatically between ships. Well-designed chute systems were clean, efficient, and odor-free. Poorly designed systems could create terrible smells, blockages, and even structural problems that threatened the ship's safety. But waste chutes required major modifications to the ship and skilled carpentry work that not all pirate crews could manage. For simpler solutions that any crew could implement, pirates turned to their fourth method, one that used materials available on every ship. Method 4. The canvas privacy screens. Pirates discovered that they could dramatically improve their bathroom experience by creating temporary privacy screens using canvas, rope, and wooden poles. These portable bathroom stalls could be set up anywhere on the ship and provided both privacy and protection from the elements. The construction was ingenious in its simplicity. Pirates would stretch canvas between wooden poles or ship rigging to create enclosed spaces large enough for one person to use comfortably. These screens could be assembled quickly when needed and taken down just as fast when not in use. But the real innovation was in the positioning. Pirates learned to set up their canvas screens in locations that took advantage of natural wind patterns to carry odors away from the ship while providing shelter from spray and weather. The best positions were usually on the leeward side of the ship, where wind would blow smells away from the crew. The materials were readily available on every pirate ship. Canvas was used for sails and could be repurposed for privacy screens when not needed for sailing. Rope was abundant, and wooden poles could be improvised from spare masts, oars, or other ship equipment. Portability was a huge advantage. Unlike permanent installations like waist chutes, canvas screens could be moved to different locations depending on weather conditions, wind direction, and ship activities. Pirates could set up their bathroom facilities wherever conditions were most favorable. The setup time was remarkably quick. Experienced pirates could erect a canvas privacy screen in under 5 minutes, use it for their needs, then dismantle it just as quickly. This speed was crucial during busy periods when the canvas might be needed for other purposes. Weather protection was significant. Canvas screens provided shelter from wind, spray, and rain that made outdoor bathroom activities much more comfortable. Pirates could relieve themselves in relative comfort even during moderately rough weather. Innovation extended to specialized designs. Some pirates created screens with built-in seats, waste collection systems, or even primitive ventilation. The most elaborate canvas bathroom facilities rivaled the comfort of land-based outhouses. But canvas screens still required pirates to deal with waste disposal, and they offered no solution for the fundamental problem of where waste actually went. That's where pirates developed their fifth method, one that turned waste management into a systematic process. Method 5. The waste barrel processing system. When immediate overboard disposal wasn't possible, pirates developed sophisticated systems for collecting, processing, and storing waste until it could be safely disposed of. These systems were crucial during storms, battles, or other situations where normal waste disposal was impossible. But the real innovation was in the processing techniques. Pirates didn't just collect waste, they developed methods for treating it to reduce odors, prevent disease, and make disposal safer and more effective. These techniques included adding lime, salt, or other materials that help break down waste and control bacterial growth. The storage locations were carefully chosen. Waste barrels had to be positioned where they were accessible to crew members, but isolated enough to prevent contamination of food, water, or living areas. Pirates typically stored waste barrels in the lowest parts of the ship, where odors would be less noticeable and where the barrels would be most stable. Processing additives were surprisingly sophisticated. Pirates experimented with different materials that could be added to waste barrels to improve processing. They used ash from cooking fires, lime from captured cargo, salt from seawater evaporation, and even certain types of sand that helped absorb moisture and control odors. Capacity planning was based on crew size and voyage length. Pirates calculated how many waste barrels they needed based on their crew size and expected time between disposal opportunities. Larger crews or longer voyages required more extensive waste barrel systems. The most successful pirate ships had highly refined waste management systems that kept crews healthy during extended voyages. But all these waste management systems still left pirates with one fundamental problem: what to do when they were sick and couldn't make it to any of their normal bathroom facilities. That's where their sixth method became crucial: emergency procedures for the worst-case scenarios. Method 6. the emergency sickness protocols. Pirates knew that illness could strike suddenly and violently, leaving crew members unable to reach normal bathroom facilities. The emergency equipment was pre-positioned throughout the ship. Pirates maintained emergency bathroom supplies in multiple locations so that sick crew members could access them quickly regardless of where they were when illness struck. These supplies included buckets, cloth, cleaning materials, and basic medicines. But the real sophistication was in the isolation procedures. Pirates understood that sick crew members could spread disease through contaminated waste, so they developed systems for isolating sick pirates and managing their waste separately from healthy crew members. This early form of quarantine helped prevent disease outbreaks from spreading throughout the ship. The care teams were organized like modern medical units. Pirates designated specific crew members to care for sick pirates, including managing their bathroom needs. These caregivers learned specialized techniques for helping incapacitated crew members with bathroom activities while protecting themselves from infection. The cleaning protocols were extensive and systematic. Areas where sick pirates had bathroom emergencies were cleaned with special procedures that included multiple washing cycles, disinfection with alcohol or vinegar, and sometimes even fumigation with burning herbs or other materials believed to kill disease. Medical supplies were integrated into emergency bathroom protocols. Pirates maintained supplies of medicines, herbs, and other treatments that could help with digestive illnesses and bathroom-related health problems. The documentation was surprisingly detailed. Pirates kept records of sickness outbreaks, including information about bathroom-related symptoms and the effectiveness of different emergency procedures. This information helped them improve their emergency protocols over time. But perhaps the most remarkable aspect of pirate bathroom management was how all 6 methods worked together as an integrated system that kept crews healthy and functional during months at sea. Pirates would use the head during calm weather, bucket systems during storms, waste chutes for privacy, canvas screens for comfort, designated disposal areas for organization, and emergency protocols during illness. The psychological impact was enormous. Pirates could undertake long voyages with confidence because they knew they had reliable systems for handling their most basic human needs. This bathroom security was crucial to maintaining crew morale and health during extended periods at sea. Historical records show that pirate ships with comprehensive bathroom systems could remain at sea for 4 to 6 months without major health problems, far longer than many naval or merchant vessels of the same period. This capability was crucial to pirate success in raiding, exploration, and commerce. The techniques were so effective that they influenced maritime practices throughout the Age of Sail. Other seafaring cultures adopted pirate bathroom management methods, and some principles can still be seen in modern marine sanitation systems. The knowledge was carefully preserved and passed down through generations of pirates and sailors. The story of how pirates went to the bathroom at sea reveals something profound about human adaptability and ingenuity. When faced with one of the most basic and unavoidable human needs in the most challenging environment imaginable, pirates didn't just endure, they innovated. And if you think pirates were ingenious in solving their bathroom problem, wait until you see what their northern counterparts pulled off. Vikings faced an even deadlier challenge: finding safe drinking water on voyages that lasted months across saltwater oceans. In my next video, I'll reveal the incredible methods Vikings used to literally turn seawater into fresh drinking water, a survival trick that was as life-saving as it was brilliant.